What's up, everybody? Big Herc 916, and you tune into another edition of my vlog. I want to say thanks for supporting, thanks for subscribing. I appreciate everybody who shared the channel. And you know, I've been posting a lot of videos about the homelessness in LA and just how the decline of California has been impacting people everywhere that lives here. And you know, it's just a mass exodus of people leaving California right now because of just how economically deprived it is and the filth. And I'm not a politician or anybody running for office, but the people who have been voted in office actually have a duty, and that duty is to serve the people of the state. Now, you ask, what is the solution? Well, I'm not an expert, and I'm not the one to make those choices, but I know that if you've taken it upon yourself to be elected into a position that gives you access to funds and just all type of business connections and what have you, then you should be handling the problem. And one of the things is there is no help for people with mental illness, and there are a lot of people who are homeless with mental illness. And on top of that, you have a lot of people who are addicted to drugs, people who have either been on drugs for years, tried some drugs and lost their mind, or just people who can't get off of drugs. So it's just a really sad situation, because a lot of these people have no help. A lot of these people don't want no help, some of them because they don't want to live by any rules. There are some homeless shelters here that I've seen in Los Angeles that offer housing, but you have a curfew, you have rules, and some people just don't want to follow any rules. I've been down on Skid Row, so I'm not talking out the side of my ass. And I've talked to homeless people in the park, and I passed out clothing, tried to pass out other items, hygiene items, and a lot of times these people, you know, some of them respect it, some of them take the clothing, shoes and stuff, and other people look at it like, you know, I'm not a bum, don't give me a handout. And it's a large population of people who just want to live on the streets. They don't want to have to live by any rules. They don't want to have to pay bills. That, you know, as long as they have a cell phone and access to some type of government assistance, they're cool with it. And, you know, for people who live in gated communities and who don't have to look at them day to day, it's not a big thing. You know, they don't really think that, you know, the issue is anything to be addressed. But, you know, there's a lot of communities out here where people are paying a shit ton of money for rent or for their mortgage, you know, anywhere from $3,000 to $10,000. And right down the street, you got somebody pooping on your sidewalk.
Right on the ocean here. And a one bedroom will run you $5,000 for 868 square feet. For 8,500, you can get 906 square feet in this building.
Towards the boardwalk, and look at this filth. Look at this. Nasty, man. Nasty. This is what you see when you look out a $15,000, $20,000 a month, $30,000 a month view. So it's pretty disgusting, man. I mean, even in places like Century City, which is in the west side of LA, Beverly, you know, towards Beverly, Glen, and Santa Monica, I've seen homeless people over there literally taking a crap on the sidewalk in front of people walking by and everything. So it's not just in downtown or in Gardena or in Studio City. It's everywhere. And it's not just in Los Angeles. It's in Sacramento. It's in San Francisco. It's in parts of San Diego. And I just think that, there needs to be something done. You can't just put all these people in jail and criminalize being homeless. And if you talk to people who work in the jail system, they'll tell you there are a lot of people in jail because of just petty crimes, which is a way for them to get off the street and get 3 meals and a cot. And, these guys, get to prison or get to jail and they thrive. This is where they feel they're at home. They have all the resources and they don't really have to do anything outside the ordinary to survive. So it's a really bad cycle that's going on in our society. And I know it's in other states because people have reached out to me and told me about, their cities and how disgusting it is there also. And like I said, it goes back to these elected officials who are making millions of dollars. These people are balling. These people aren't making your average wage. And, they're good for meet and greets, luncheons, dinners, and what have you. But as far as actually doing what they're supposed to do, and that is serving the people, they're not doing it. So, I'm just a conscious advocate, man. Somebody who's been through the system and, dealt with people with mental illness. I have family members with mental illness, drug addiction, and I've seen it, man. And it's a horrible thing. And if I could help it, I would say that we need to allocate more resources and, employ people to work in these different areas so that they can be helped. You can set up different community programs and actually go out here and work with these people and counsel them. A lot of them just need help, and a lot of them, they hear voice of schizophrenia. I don't know how you address that, but there are ways, I guess, that people can go about trying to help these people. And it needs to be funded. They don't have any problem funding a lot of these other programs that don't do anything to clean up, but yet they're passing all these different laws, and some of them are disgusting laws, but nobody's saying anything. So I just think like the homeless situation, you got to elevate humanity around you. If you think that you can survive by just ignoring it, eventually it will climb up the ladder and affect you or your children some way, somehow, through something indirectly. So it's not something you could just turn a blind eye to. It eventually has to be addressed. And, like I said, nobody likes to talk about it. I know when the 2024 Olympics come to Los Angeles, we're going to see a big cleanup. Who knows where these people will be pushed out to, but it's just there should be more programs, man, and you have to have some type of structure in life, period, man. You can't just sit around and lay on the sidewalk and poop and piss and hurt people and steal and take things when you want them. That's just not how a civilized society works. So there has to be rules, and these people are going to have to somehow be placed in a situation where they have to follow some rules. And that's the only way that we're going to be able to economically rise and elevate our communities together. I mean, I've seen where there's people in San Francisco, store owners, who say because they decriminalize theft under $1,000, people go in there and steal every day, basically putting a person out of business. So these people who have a drug addiction, who need to steal to survive, what is the deterrent? If you can get high at a park and wash your butt at a shower by the beach, and you don't have any desire to want to work or do anything, what do you do to motivate somebody like that? I don't know if you just designate an area that's committed to serving these people, and you have a medical staff there, and you have some type of sub police situation there. But to let this go on in mainstream communities and populations in America, you know, we're so concerned about, you know, all this, you know, germs and social distancing and being clean. Man, ain't no cleaning that's going on under these overpasses or on these sidewalks. I'm quite sure there's all type of outbreaks of germs and diseases and stuff that haven't even been discussed. So, you know, people, man, you know, you got to consciously wake up, and it's an effort that, like I said, I'm not a politician. I'm not getting paid to talk about any of this or to represent the people who are homeless or the people who are dealing with somebody homeless. I'm just a person who sees something and has a voice. And these politicians who are making six figures, high six figures, who are making on the record, you know, probably millions, who are sitting back, you know, giving us lip service, they need to step up, man. They're getting paid a lot of money for a position, and if they don't want to deal with it, then they should just step down and go do something else. Go be an entrepreneur businessman. Then you're not obligated to the people under your oath. But if you have an oath to serve the people, then, you know, you need to be addressing this stuff, man, because it's affecting us everywhere. And it's just really disgusting, man. It's not, and it's disgusting in the sense that, you know, some people take better care of animals and shelters than they do the homeless, you know, and to say that it's something that's been here and so it's justified. No, it's not justified. You know, it's not justified in any shape or fashion, man. And it's not something that you could just push into prisons to feed into that industrial complex and think that it's taken care of. It needs to be addressed another way. So I'm just speaking, man, and hopefully this will create some dialogue. Big Herc 916.